Magandang araw! April Marcas po, ang inyong pretty ate sa Edtech Unit. Alam ba ninyo na may webinar o online training session ang Edtech Unit tuwing Sabado? Ang araw na ito ay nakalaan para sa ating mga mahal na kaguruan upang turuan sila ng mga bagong kaalaman at kakayahan sa paggamit ng makabagong software at applications para sa pinaka-epektibong paraan at lubos mapagpusay ang kanilang paraan ng pagtuturo. This is also a refresher session for our beloved teachers to enhance their skills in technology. Every Saturday, we will conduct webinar sessions for teachers about the use, advantages, and relevance of different blended learning software applications. Ang webinar seryeng ito ay magsisimula ng alas 9 ng umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali para sa morning session. Magsisimula naman ng alauna at magtatapos ng alas 4 ng hapon ang afternoon session. You can watch us in our DepEd Educational Unit Facebook page, Educational Technology Unit YouTube channel, DepEd Tayo, and DepEd Philippines. Kita-kits tayo tuwing Sabado!
Magandang araw! Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICT's Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del B. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Ayan, okay. So good morning everyone. We are here again for another exciting session of ETUlay online tutorial, especially for Fundamentals of Accountancy, Business and Management 1. Okay, so nasa week 5 na tayo and our topic for today is about the books of accounts. Okay. So, books of accounts muna tayo. Okay, next please. Okay, so, ang dami na rin nating viewers ngayon. So, good morning, Jess, Justine, Melanie, okay, Jacqueline, Maricel, Marites. Okay, so good morning po sa inyo. Okay, our objectives for this session, you will be able to illustrate the format of a general and special journals. And also, you will be able to illustrate the format of a general and subsidiary ledger. Okay. Okay, so before we begin with our main topic, I will show you first the answers to our assignment. Okay, last week, pinagawa ko kayo ng what's this? Chart of accounts. Okay, and ipapakita natin yan sa ating next slide, yung ating sagot. Ayan. So, ito ay chart of account of Beautiful People Salon. So, as you can see, ayan, nag-assign din ako ng account number. Lahat ng accounts ay arrange according to ETUlay Rex. Assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, and expenses. Yun ang pagkakasunod-sunod niya. Okay, so dito sa kabilang side, yung ETUlay, balance sheet accounts, and dito sa kabila yung REX, revenue and expenses, income statement account. So as you can see, yung numbers din, ayan, meron silang mga corresponding numbers. So yan yung answer natin dun sa last activity natin last week. Okay? So let us first have a review of what we have discussed last week. So this is helpful tips lang to, helpful tip. You may or may not follow. Okay, you cannot find this in any book. Okay, ito lang kasi yung ginawa ko when I was in college kasi nahirapan talaga akong i-memorize. Nahirapan ako mag-memorize. So, gumawa na lang ako kinuha ko yung first letters ng 5 major accounts and nag-come up ako ng isang word, which is ALEREX. So, yan yun. Assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, and expenses. So, the first 3 letters or first 3 accounts are balance sheet accounts. Okay, and while yung last 2, revenue and expenses, these are income statement accounts. Okay? So, accounts tayo ng accounts. Ilang session na ba natin naririnig yung accounts na yan? So, what do we mean by accounts ba? Next, please. Okay, so accounts are names, okay, we give to transactions involved in an exchange of value. Okay, so yan ang ibig sabihin ng account. So, di ba may mga transactions tayo? Binibigyan natin yun ng pangalan so we can properly record it. Okay, so accounts, again, accounts are names we give to transactions involved in an exchange of value. O yan, transaction din. Transaction tayo ng transaction. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng transactions? Okay, so business transactions, they are events which involve the exchange of values between 2 or more parties. So exchange of value. So two things before you can record a transaction. First, the transaction must be business related. Okay, business related. Second, dapat financial in nature ito, may money involved. So as you can see yung picture natin, nag-aabot siya ng pera in exchange of something. Baka invoice yan, at sa invoice na yan, nakasulat yung item na kanyang binabayaran. Okay? So ayan, so paano ba? Sabi nga, always think of yourself as the business. Okay, lagi niyong iisipin pag nagbabasa kayo ng transaction, always think of yourself as the business. Kayo ang gumagawa ng binabasa ninyo as a business. Okay, so business transactions are analyzed from the point of view of the business. Okay, so if the transaction is purchased or bought, it is the business that is buying. If the transaction is sold, it is the business that is selling. If the transaction is paid, it is the business that is paying. If the transaction is collected, it is the business that is collecting. And if the transaction is rendered service, it is the business that is rendering services. So lahat yan, pag binasa nyo, kayo ang gumagawa niyan as the business. Kasi sa mga books natin ngayon, nakasulat na eh. Listed ang transactions. Okay? But in reality, walang nakasulat. Okay? Malalaman nyo na meron kayong transaction because of the source documents. So source documents are evidences of the transaction of the business. Okay? So let's move na. Books of accounts. This is our main topic for today, the books of accounts. The books of accounts are used to record events, okay, transpiring in the course of the business. Okay, so ito yung pinaglilistahan natin ng transactions natin. Okay, so these books are registered with the Bureau of Internal Revenue, or BIR, for compliance and monitoring. Okay, so meron tayong mga books, okay, na sinasubmit natin yan sa BIR, then nilalagyan nila ng stamp yan. Okay, so next please. Okay, hi Jennifer, hi Glenda, hi Jen, Joanne Marie, Anne, okay, Marites. Okay, next please. Okay, ayan. Yan yung ating books of accounts. So there are 2 major types of books of accounts. Journal and ledger. Ayan, pasensya na po. Okay, so sige. Okay, so journal. Okay, so yung nakita nating picture kanina, so mga ordinary notebook lang yan na mabibili natin sa bookstore. Okay, tapos dinadala natin sa BIR para lagyan ng stamp. Okay, the first one is the journal. So journal is referred to as the book of original entry because transactions are recorded for the first time in this book. Okay, yung book ay tawag ay journal. So transactions are recorded in chronological order. Okay, kung sino yung nauna. Okay, based sa source documents, kung sino yung unang transaction nyo, yun ang unang ire-record. Hindi ito po pwedeng, ay, hindi kita maintindihan, mamaya ka na nga. Hindi pwede yun. Kailangan sunod-sunod siya according to date. Journalizing is the process of recording the transaction to the general journal. Okay, so pag nagre-record na kayo ng transaction sa journal, ang process, ang tawag sa process ay journalizing. Okay? Next, please. Okay, so this is one type of a journal. So this is the basic type. We call it general journal. So yan ang itsura niya. Okay, so there are 5 columns. Meron diyang date. This is the actual date of transaction. So account titles. So bibigyan nyo ng name yung transactions. And explanation. Okay, may debit and may credit dyan. Reference number, hindi mo muna lalagyan while doing the recording or while doing journalizing. While you are journalizing the transaction, wala pang laman ang reference. Magkakaroon ng laman yan later kapag nailipat nyo na sa ledger yung laman yan. And of course, we have here the debit column and the credit column. Amount ang nakalagay dyan. Okay, next please. Okay, so ito. So this is an example of a transaction kung paano natin siya i-record sa general journal. So on June 1, 2020, the owner invested 500,000 to start a business. Okay, so anong entry natin dyan? Anong journal entry? How are we going to journalize this transaction? Okay, so paano i-analyze? First, related to the business. And of course, okay, financial in nature. Ito, present naman yung dalawa dyan. So paano yun? Sa ating accounting equation, anong effect niyan sa ating accounting equation? Okay, ano ang nadagdag sa inyo? Of course, ang nadagdag sa inyo ay cash. Okay, galing sa investment ni owner. Okay, so magkakaroon tayo ng debit cash. Next, please. Okay, debit cash. Okay, so date, do not forget the date and then debit cash. First line, yung debit account. And of course, ilalagay mo sa debit column yung amount niya. Sa second line, slightly indented, okay, yung credit account niya. Okay? And lalagay mo naman sa credit column ang amount niya. And explanation sa ilalim. Indented pa. Okay? So as you can see, para siyang hagdanan. Yung indention niya, papasok ng papasok. Okay. Sasabihin nyo, ma'am, sa ibang book naman, hindi naman ganyan ang itsura ng explanation. Pwede namang ipantay sa debit account. Yes, sa ibang books. Pero itong ginagawa natin ay, okay, kung kukuha kayo ng bookkeeping NC3, okay, kailangan naka-indent siya and you will start the explanation with the words to record. Okay, ito, okay, yung next slide natin ay, ito yung mga journal notebook na nabibili natin. So, itsura niya, so ganun ulit. The owner invested 500,000 to start the business. So, you will write the date, you will write the journal entries dito sa second column natin. And then amount. So observe niyo yung amount, 1 digit per box. Kapag gumagamit kayo ng journal notebook, one digit per box siya. Okay? And then explanation, ganun din. And then skip 1 line. And then sa next line na, okay, yung next transaction, which is the business bought supplies for cash, 1,000 pesos. So entry is debit supplies, 1,000, and of course, credit cash, 1,000. Explanation, to record supplies bought for cash. So, ganyan ang itsura ng mga notebook natin. Okay? Next, please. Okay? Let us check your understanding. Okay? So, label the general journal properly. Okay? So, ano ang nakalagay sa column number 1? Let me see. You can comment down your answers so I can see. Sa number 1, anong ilalagay natin dyan? Okay, so sige. Hintayin ko yung sagot. Pero wag naman masyadong matagal. Okay, for number 1, column number 1, ang ilalagay natin dyan ay date. Okay? Yes, correct. Miriam, you are correct. Date. For column number 2, anong ilalagay natin dyan? Okay? Account, titles, and explanation. Yan ang ilalagay natin dyan sa kay column number 2. Sa column number 3, okay, name, account name, yes. Okay, number 3, reference, okay. Reference, pero during the journalizing phase, hindi pa yan lalagyan ng laman. Okay, sa number 4, okay, okay, the debit amount, you will put the debit amount there. And for number 5, okay, for number 5, okay, credit amount. Okay, dyan ilalagay ang credit amount. Okay, next please. Now let us move to the special journal. So this is another type of journal, special journal. Okay, so yung una, general journal. This time, special journal. Okay, number correct. Sige, Melanie, correct. Number 3, reference. Miriam, yes, may last column natin is credit. Rosemary, yes, may reference tayo. Okay, next. Next slide, please. Yan. Special journal. Okay, so special journal is another type of journal. So, it is used, okay, to record typical and similar types of transactions. It is being utilized by big companies, okay, to record their many transactions each day. Okay, so pinagsasama-sama na dito. Journal ito, okay? Journal, pero pinagsasama-sama yung pare-pareho. Okay? So there are 4 types of special journals: sales journals, cash receipts journal, purchase journal, and cash disbursements journal. So let's all go over that one by one. Next slide, please. Okay, sales journal. Ito. So this is used in journalizing all sales of merchandise business on account. So when you say on account or on credit, there is a liability, ha? Okay, pero you have to know sino ang may liability. Is it the business or is it the client? Okay, so ito, ang sales journal, ginagamit ito ng business para ilista lahat, okay, ng client, lahat ng benta nila na wala pang bayad. Okay, sales journal. So as you can see, there are 5 columns. There's date, account debited. Okay, kanino? Sino ba? Anong pangalan? Kung hindi pa nagbabayad, ilagay mo dyan. Then, anong invoice number? Invoice number ito ng business nyo, ha? Okay, invoice nyo to. Then, reference, again, during the journalizing phase, wala pa yung laman. Later, magkakaroon niya ng laman. Okay, pag nilipat na siya sa ledger. And of course, you have here, the last column, yung amount. Ilalagay niyo dyan yung amount. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, example, ayan. So, meron tayong example dito ng sales journal. So, nakalagay dyan, sales journal yan. And then, may code doon, SJ1. Actually, SJ stands for sales journal. And 1 is page 1. Okay, page 1. Okay, and then you have here, June 10, sold 2 units of laptop to Mary Santos on credit. Ayan, 60,000 pesos. So, may invoice number 12345. So, pag nirecord nyo siya dyan, do not forget the date, amount, account debited. Sino ba yung may utang sa inyo? So, si Mary Santos. Okay? Under what invoice number? 12345. Reference, wala pang laman. And sa last column is yung amount. Okay, same amount lang naman yan eh. Debit, accounts receivable, and credit sales. May sales ka, same amount, 60,000 pesos. And doon sa second transaction natin, dated June 11, so you put there June 11, sold 1 unit of laptop to Ana Fuentes on account. I used on credit and on account, ha? 30,000 pesos and with invoice number 12346. Magkasunod sila. Okay? So you will write down there sa sales journal mo. So June 11, account debited, Ana Fuentes, invoice 12346, and of course the amount of 30,000 pesos. Okay? Next, please. Okay, we have the cash receipts journal. Okay, so it is used in journalizing all cash received, including cash sales. So sales journal, sales ito pero wala pang bayad. Okay, do not forget that. Huwag kayong magsulat doon ng sales na binayaran na. Yung cash binayaran. No. Sa sales journal, wala pang bayad. Kasi yung sales nyo, cash sales nyo ay sa cash receipt journal mapapasulat. Okay, ma-record. So you have here 7 columns. You have the date, account credited, okay, reference number, wala pa ring laman yan, okay, and then the cash column, okay, accounts receivable column, and sales, and the last one is other accounts. Okay, so meron ulit yung code CR1, so stands for cash receipts. Okay, page 1. Okay, let's see. Next, please, example. Okay, so here's another example kung paano nyo lalagyan yung cash receipt journal nyo. So on June 15, collected, okay, 60,000 pesos from Mary Santos. So remember, si Mary ay bumili ng laptop pero hindi pa siya nagbayad. Okay, so after how many days? Okay, nagbayad na siya. So meron kang cash receipt. So you will write the date, June 15, that's the actual date of transaction. Account credited. Okay, credited na. Kasi dati, nasa accounts receivable, nasa debit siya. Since nagbayad na siya, kailangan natin siyang lagyan sa credit side para mag-zero ang balance niya. Okay, so ayan. So, debit cash, 60,000 yung tinanggap nyo. Credit accounts receivable of 60,000 pesos. Sa second, cash naman ito. So, sold 1 unit laptop to Carl Publico for cash, 30,000 pesos. Okay, so as you can see, lalagay nyo rin dyan, date, okay, sino ba yung account creditan niya. Actually, dapat dyan is cash sales na. Okay, and then credit cash, okay, and then credit sales. Diretso siya, sales, 30,000 pesos. Okay, next please. Purchase journal, okay. Purchase journal, okay, used in journalizing all purchases of the merchandise business on account. Okay, so pag mamimili, purchase, sinong nag-purchase? Si business ba o si client? Okay, si business. Okay, si business ang magpa-purchase dito. So, lahat ng purchases ni business on account, ibig sabihin wala pang bayad. ay ilalagay natin dito. Okay, so we have here 5 columns. Date is very important. Account credited, terms, kung binigyan kayo ng terms, reference, and of course, amount sa last column. Okay? Next, please. Okay, so here's an example, okay, of transactions na pwede nating ilagay sa purchase journal. So date, June 5. So purchase 2 units laptop from HP Trading. Okay, 50,000 pesos. May terms. Ayan. He will be given, the business will be given 5% discount kung makakapagbayad siya within 15 days. Okay, pero kung hindi, lagpas doon, pwede naman ang payment hanggang 30 days, pero wala nang discount. Okay, that is the meaning of the terms. Okay, nakalagay yung term and amount din nakalagay. 50,000 pesos. Ganun din sa second. Okay, bought on credit from Dell Enterprise, 3 units laptop amounting to 73,500 terms, 2% discount if payment will be received in 15 days. Okay, no more discount. Okay, pero you can pay until, okay, hanggang 30 days. So you are given until 30 days pero wala na kayong discount. Okay, next please. Okay, cash disbursement journal. Okay, so this is the last journal, last special journal. Okay, cash disbursement. So disbursement meaning payment. Okay, so cash out naman to. Yung kanina, cash receipts, cash in, lahat ng pumasok na pera. Ito, cash out. Lahat ng lumabas sa yung pera, isusulat mo dito. Okay, used in journalizing all cash payments, okay, including cash purchase. Okay, so sa purchase journal, huwag ka nang maglagay doon ng purchases mo na binayaran mo naman for cash. Okay, lahat lang doon ay on account or on credit. So I have here 7 column, date. Okay, check number. Bakit may check number? Usually kasi ang businesses ay hindi naman naglalabas ng cash. Okay, puro yan cheque. Pag-aaralan niyo yan sa accounting 2. Okay? Bank accounts are usually kept by the businesses. Okay, so may check number. So account debited, reference. Okay, so ayan, debits accounts payable and or then credit cash. Okay, next please. For the example. Okay, yan. Example ng mga transactions natin na pwede nating ilagay sa cash disbursement journal. Okay, so on June 30, paid HP Trading the amount of 60,000 pesos. Check number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so June 30, susulat mo yung date. Check number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sino ba? Okay, account debited. Kasi liability yan nung una, di ba? Kaya nasa normal balance niya is credit. Eh since babayaran mo na, kaya kailangan mo nang maglagay sa debit side. Okay, para mag-zero siya. HP Trading, reference, wala pang sulat. Later yan, pag magle-ledger na tayo. Then, accounts payable, debit accounts payable, okay, 50,000. And of course, credit cash. Kasi nabawasan ang cash ninyo, 50,000. Same with the second transaction. Paid salaries of employees. Okay, 25,000. Check number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Okay, so, ayan. So, yung June 30, hindi ko lang na-read, pero dapat read yan. Check number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, account debited. Okay, salaries expense. Okay, kasi marami silang employees. Okay, so hindi siya accounts payable. Okay, kundi siya ay expense. So, debit, other accounts niya, salaries expense. And of course, credit cash pa rin kasi nabawasan ang cash ninyo. Okay? Yan. So, sana naiintindihan ninyo kahit medyo mabilis tayo. Okay, let us see the next slide. Okay, we will check your understanding. Okay, my first question is, where will you record your payment for an item bought on credit? Oh, hi. Hi, Abby. Hi, Ninang daw. Hi, Abby. Hi, Anna. Hi, Melanie. Okay, hi, Gaden at Yensa. Okay, so, sige, your answer, please. Okay, answer is cash disbursement journal. Okay, so, payment eh. Oh, wag kayong malito. Ay, bought, ma'am, may bought. Ibig sabihin may binili, purchase? No. Okay, i-analyze nyo maigi yan. Payment. So, ibig sabihin may cash out ka. So, cash disbursement journal. Okay, next question. Okay, where will you record a transaction with a customer who promises to pay the item he bought after 1 week? Okay, ayan, nakabenta ka raw. Saan mo i-record? Okay, nakabenta ka pero wala pang bayad. After 1 week pa daw. Okay, so sige, comment down your answer. Teka lang po, sabi ni Gaden Atienza. Kakapanood ko pa lang. Sige lang. You can watch naman this video. The video, you can watch the video later. Okay, so saan i-record? So, sige, let us reveal the answer. Answer is, hey, yes, sales journal. Nakabenta ka eh. So, sales mo yun. Meron kang sales. Wala nga lang bayad. Okay, anyway, sige, next question. Okay, my next question is, where will you record the payment of a customer on account? Magre-record ka na ngayon ng payment. O, ano ba yung payment na yan? Sino nagbayad? Si business ba or si client? So, meron kang okay, let us reveal the answer. Joanne Marie, your answer is okay, B. You are correct. Cash receipts journal. Payment eh. There's a payment. Pero sino nagbayad? Si customer. So, ibig sabihin, meron kang cash in. Okay, may pumasok sa yung pera, kaya cash receipts journal. Okay, let us study naman the next book, which is the ledger. Ledger is the grouping of all accounts of a company showing its respective outstanding balances. Okay, it is also called the book of final entry of accounting transactions. Okay, the transfer of balances from the journal to the ledger is known as the process of posting. So kanina, pag nagre-record ka sa journal, the process is called journalizing. Ngayon, from the journal to the ledger, okay, ang process ay tinatawag na posting. Pag sinabi mong, magpo-post pa ako eh, I'm doing posting. So alam mo na yon, from the journal to the ledger. Okay? So next slide, please. Okay, ayan. So this is one type of ledger. We call it general ledger. So general ledger is a grouping of all accounts, assets, liabilities, and equity with their balances. So as you can see, there are 6 columns here. Date, explanation, reference number, wala pa rin siyang laman this time, mamaya pa yan. Okay, debit, credit, and okay, the balance. Okay, so lalagyan mo na lang dyan. Lahat na, each account ay may kanya-kanyang ledger. May sari-sariling ledger. Okay, so account name sa taas, then account number sa kabilang side. Okay, next slide, please. Ayan, so ang una mong, ayan na. So as you can see, sa ibabaw yung general journal natin, sa ilalim yung ledger. So yung first account natin na journalize, ayan, yung first transaction natin is na journalize is debit cash and credit owner's capital. So unahin natin yung cash. So gagawa ka ng ledger for cash. Sige po. May arrow yan. So from the journal, ayan. So meron diyang arrow. Susulat, gagawan mo siya ng ledger. Then, so nandito ka na sa ledger. Yun, yung date. You just copy the date. Okay? And then, explanation na lang ang ilalagay mo. Huwag mo na isama yung to record. Okay? Ano ba yan? Nire-record mo na yan. Owner's investment. Okay? And then, lalagay mo syempre yung amount. Okay, ayan yung amount. Ilalagay mo dyan. And syempre, yung balance niya. O yun. O, ang reference niya ngayon is saan mo kinuha. Okay, saan galing yan? So, sa General Journal, page 1. And, as you can see, yung account number na nasa ledger, lalagyan mo na ngayon ang General Journal mo. Sabi ko kanina, di ba, lahat ng reference sa General Journal, wala mo ng laman. Magkakaroon yan ng laman kapag na-post mo na that particular account sa ledger. And since your cash, na i-record mo na siya sa cash ledger mo, lalagyan mo na ang reference number. Okay? Kokopyahin mo lang yon. Next slide. Ayan. So, eto naman yung pangalawa, owner's capital. Ganun ulit. Gagawa ka ng ledger for owner's capital, then you copy the date, you copy the explanation, okay, yung amount, saan ba nakalagay sa journal yung amount? Sa debit, sa credit? Sa credit. Kaya dito sa ledger, ilalagay mo rin siya sa credit side. And then balance. Credit side ang normal balance ng capital account. And then as you can see, yung sa General Journal, reference sa General Journal ng Owner's Capital, meron ng laman. 3-001, which is the account number of Owner's Capital. Okay? Okay, next please. Ayan. So, the next type of ledger is the subsidiary ledger. Okay, subsidiary ledger provides more detailed individual balances of accounts, such as accounts receivable and accounts payable. This is used to track the per individual accounts of the company's customers and creditors. Okay, so accounts receivable for customers, accounts payable for creditors. Okay, next slide, please. Ayan, so this is an example of accounts receivable subsidiary ledger. So it is used in tracking individual accounts. Okay, accounts receivable balances of companies, customers. So lalagay mo lang dyan yung customer name. Kanino bang accounts receivable ledger yan? Lagay mo lang yung name dyan. And then, there are 5 columns sa date. Okay, reference number, debit, credit, and the balance. Okay, next slide, please. Yan, example natin. Accounts receivable subsidiary ledger. So, si client ang may utang sa'yo. So, saan mo mahanap yung mga utang sa'yo? Sa sales journal. Okay, so, kinopya natin yung sales journal natin. So, ayan. So, meron tayong subsidiary ledger ni Mary Santos. AR means accounts receivable. Mary Santos. So, ito ay particular ledger para kay Mary Santos. So, refer tayo sa sales journal, dated June 10. Okay, so account debited. Okay, ayan na. Accounts receivable. So, dumami na siya. Okay, ilalagay mo rin doon yung amount niya, kokopyahin mo lang siya actually and then the balance. Then, yung reference niya is SJ1. Okay? SJ1. And then sa second one, ayan, nagbayad na to, cash receipt. Okay? So sa cash receipt naman, next slide, please. So sa cash receipt naman, ilalagay mo rin doon kasi nagbayad na siya. Forward po tayo. Hi, Jacqueline Chabado. Mary Jane Marquez. Hi. Hi po. Watching from Dr. Pablito V. Mendoza, Senior High School from Bustos, Bulacan. ABM student. Hi. Oy, checking your understanding na tayo agad. Okay, so before that, okay, meron pa tayo dapat kasing accounts payable subsidiary ledger. Okay, ayan. So, sa accounts payable subsidiary ledger, ito naman, magbabayad naman tayo sa creditor naman ito. So, ayan, lalamanan natin siya. Galing siya dito sa ating cash disbursement journal. So, payment na to. Okay, so nagbayad na tayo ng utang, June 30. So, as you can see, yung una, nasa credit siya kasi liability to, normal balance of a liability is credit. So, may balance siyang 50,000. But on June 30, nagbayad na. Okay, nagbayad na si business. So, ilalagay na natin siya sa debit side. So, as you can see, yung balance niya ay 0 na. So, itong mga subsidiary ledger na to, ginagamit ito ng malalaking company for easy tracking of the balances, di ba? Parang tinanong, magkano pa ang utang natin kay HP Trading? You'll just get the ledger of HP Trading, and then you will see there, wala na po. Bayad na po tayo as of June 30. Wala na po tayong utang. O kaya, tatanong mo, magkano pa ang utang sa atin ni Mary Santos? So, you'll get the ledger, the accounts receivable ledger of Mary Santos, and then you'll see, wala na po, nagbayad na po siya as of June 15. Okay, so, yan yung mga books na gagamitin natin. So, we have two major books, the journal and the ledger. Under journal, we have 4, sales journal, purchases journal, cash receipts journal, and cash disbursements journal. For the ledger, okay, we have the general ledger and subsidiary ledger. Under subsidiary ledger, we have accounts receivable ledger and accounts payable ledger. Okay, so, sige, next slide, please. Okay, so ito na. This is our last activity for this session. So, label the general ledger properly. For column 1, ano bang laman yan? Ano ang dapat na ilagay natin dyan? Okay? Okay, date. Okay, correct. Date ang ilalagay natin dyan. For number 2, ang ilalagay natin ay ang explanation. Okay? And then number 3, lalagay natin ang reference. Pero, okay, ang reference dyan is, anong reference ang ilalagay natin dyan? Okay? Kung saan mo siya kinuha. Okay? Then yung debit, yung amount lang yan. And then number 5 is the credit side. Okay, credit amount ang ilalagay. And of course, for number 6, the last column, balance. Okay, yung balance ang ilalagay dyan. Okay? So for this session, I used 2 books. One from Rex Bookstore and one from Bandolin Enterprise. Okay, so ayan yung aking mga references. So I hope you learned something from our session today. So if you have any question, so you can just email edtechunit@deped.gov.ph. Okay, so if I think that's it. Thank you so much. See you again next week for another interesting topic about Accounting 1. Thank you. Bye.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan sa Lunes mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa Science. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!